each and every single day you are faced with a choice. Knowingly or unknowingly, you are choosing between pleasure and satisfaction. The American psychologist Walter Mischel conducted a series of experiments in the 1970s, wherein he tested children. What he did was that he took children into a room and then he placed them in front of a plate with a marshmallow or a cookie or a piece of cake or something nice and enjoyable on that plate. And then he told the children, you can have this cake, it's yours, you can eat it. But if you can wait for 2 minutes, then you will have not one, but you will have 2 marshmallows, cookies, or pieces of cake. And now the interesting thing is that some children, they just jumped on it, they just ate it right away. But some, they managed to control themselves and they reaped a greater benefit. So each and every single day we are faced with a dilemma. We can go for some short-term gratification, which is, by its very nature, it is short-term. Krishna, he says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yehi samspasha japukha dukkha yonaya evate adyantavanta kaunteya nati shuramate buddhaha. That pleasure which has a beginning and an end is in reality a source of frustration. If I'm eating a piece of cake, certainly I am enjoying that experience. But as soon as the experience is over, then it's over. So it has been temporary. Do you have had this experience where you are eating, say, for example, a very nice meal or like a plate of chocolate, and as soon as you're at the end of it, then you're thinking to yourself, oh no, now it's over. So factually, you're still eating, you're still enjoying, but already the frustration is starting to arise within you. So that's what happens when we are basing our happiness on a temporary sensation. So whenever you are tempted to cave in to temporary sensation, then know that you have a choice, which is satisfaction. That very same energy that you would put into enjoying something external and temporary, well, you could redirect that energy into doing something which will give you a long-term sense of pleasure, a satisfaction. So again, quite interesting. Krishna, he mentions this in the Bhagavad Gita. He says there is different kinds of happiness. And he says happiness, which he categorizes as happiness in the mode of passion. He says that starts out as being very enjoyable, but later on it yields frustration. Whereas that pleasure, which is in what he called sattva guna, or translated into the mode of goodness, he says that pleasure that actually starts out by being painful. It starts out by being uncomfortable, but later on it gives you a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. So would you rather want immediate gratification and then frustration, or some initial discomfort but a longer sense of happiness and fulfillment? Obviously you would want the second one. So Krishna, he mentioned that 5,000 years ago. And now this American psychologist Walter Mischel, he conducted this experiment with children sitting down to eat their marshmallows. And what he found when he followed up on this study 10 years later is that those kids who were able to control themselves, who were able to postpone the sense of gratification, they would do so much better in terms of economy, in terms of education, in terms of relationships. Their health was much better, their divorce rates were much lower. In every measurable way, they led more successful lives by the ability to postpone, to delay gratification. So quite an interesting choice. You always have that possibility. So many times during the day we are tempted by temporary satisfaction. And no, whenever that is there, you have a choice. You could redirect that energy into a more conducive, a more auspicious path. So let's try to make that choice on a daily basis. Don't go in to temporary gratification when you can have long-term satisfaction. We're cheating ourselves. Thanks for watching. Those were some thoughts for today. I hope you enjoyed. Have a nice day.